Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. How are you all this week? I hope you're having the best week ever. Today is Tuesday before this video goes live. I'm getting a little late start this week. I was trying to hold off videoing anything in the studio until I got my voice back. Like you guys saw in my last video, I was starting to get like a little cold or something, and I actually took Denim to the doctor last Monday, like not yesterday, but like the week before. They tested him for strep, COVID, and RSV, and he tested negative to all of those things. And so we're like living in the trenches all last week. We didn't know what we had, and we were just trying to get through every day. And the fatigue, you guys, oh my gosh, I've never been so tired in my entire life. So we made it to the weekend, and everything seemed fine. And then Denim kind of went downhill on us a little bit on Sunday again. So I took him back to the doctor yesterday, and he tested positive for strep. So I don't know if we all have strep. I don't know if we had like some allergies and I'm now getting strep, but I cannot hold off any longer taking any footage. And so I'm just going to sound like I've smoked a pack of cigarettes every day of my life since I was 19 years old, and I haven't. So just bear with me. I might get a little hoarse, and I'm so sorry for that. But so many exciting things happening in the studio this week. Oh my gosh, like my head is spinning because there's so much going on. So it is June. And for a lot of you, you know that now is the time to be getting ready for fall. And some of you might think this is really early. I too thought that at one time, but May and June is the time to start getting it together if you're a small business owner in terms of planning for the fall, deciding your collections, deciding your color palettes, all of the design process. And as a candle maker, it just takes such a huge load off of your shoulders to have all of this stuff pre-done before the busy season starts. When I placed my last CandleScience order, they've gotten so now they're releasing fragrances like seasonally, and they will like do them in groups. So I picked up their Once Upon a Holiday collection, and we're going to review these scents together. A lot of you have reached out to me about choosing a scent for fall or choosing a scent for Christmas or just needing help in general with fragrances and scent blends. So I'm going to try to create more videos more frequently on the topic of scent blends, reviewing scent blends, giving you guys my honest opinion, and then actually putting them to use, testing them, and let you know my thoughts going forward. So that way, if you kind of feel lost or overwhelmed about what scents you might want to carry, or if you have your core collection of scents already chosen and you're just wanting to add seasonal scents, these reviews can help you add new scent blends to your collection that you love and your customers will love. So I'm super excited about that. We're going to do that in this video. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Shelby and I'm the owner of the Gift Gala shop. I make non-toxic soy candles, and I try to spread as much happiness with those and my custom labeling as I can throughout the world. And now we get to spread happiness with stationery. I am so excited. We talked in the last video about finalizing all of my designs for the Very Happy Summer collection, and that I went ahead and ordered those products, and yay, I'm so excited. They are going to start delivering today. So I believe the notepads and sticky notes are out for delivery, and as soon as they get here, I'm going to grab them and we're going to unbox them together. So you get to see my unedited version of what happens when I open the box. Hopefully it will be nothing but bliss and happiness. I really love working with this company. They reached out to me about a couple of the proofs. I'd approved it instantly. Like, they send you a proof after you upload your design, and it's all like digitally done. Customer service actually reached out to me and said, hey, I don't know about the bleed. Are you okay with having this cut off? So far, so good with this manufacturer. I haven't used them before, and so we will see how it goes. So I am just so beyond excited to do that unboxing with you guys. I hope you are as thrilled as I am, because the stationery is so cute. And of course, it wouldn't be a typical studio day if we didn't box candles, pour candles, ship candles, do all the things. I actually just created a brand new baby shower label for a customer, and it turned out adorably. And I can't wait to show you guys as we label and box up those candles. As we're going through all the studio things, reviewing fragrances, unboxing stationery, doing all of the normal studio vlog stuff, we're going to be talking about how you can 10 times your income with 3 marketing avenues that I recommended. These are 3 ways that I personally have boosted my sales. So when I made the big scary leap to sell off of Etsy, and now that didn't mean that I closed my Etsy shop, but when I decided to start my own website and really promote that and take driving traffic to this website in my own hands, I tried a lot of different ways of marketing my products, and there is tons of ways to be successful. We are living in a day and age right now where there's just so many options to get your products out there that doesn't cost you a dime. It does take you a little bit of work, but hey, that's just the name of the game when it comes to having your own small business. There's a lot of different ways that I do drive traffic to my website, as I've told you guys before, but I want to talk about the 3 top ways that are the most beneficial with the least amount of work, and that I feel like have given me the biggest boost in sales. So I just want to talk a little bit more about these 3 avenues and how they've helped me and how I know they can help you too. because I'm a one-woman show over here. It's just me. I don't have a marketing team. I don't have some fancy mentor in my corner saying, you need to do this, this, and this that's getting me to these sales. These are things that I've just used as a solo small business owner and mother and wife and all of the things that have helped drive sales to my website. And it's not that I have arrived and I know all about marketing, but these are just things after lots of years. I mean, I've been selling candles since 2019. I've had my bridal business since 2012. So I have had a lot of time with trial and error and figuring out things that work for my businesses and things that don't work as well. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. Yes, I am a workaholic and I do love to work. I try really hard to sit down and say, hey, okay, if I'm going to allot X amount of time to do something, I want to make sure that I'm getting results from it. So before we get started, the first thing you need to do is just imagine yourself as a successful business owner. You need to put yourself in those shoes. This is not like, oh, well, when I get X amount of sales, I'm going to feel this way. Or, when I have this finished product, I'm going to feel this way. No, you need to feel that way from the very beginning. Whether you're just starting out or you're in the middle of your small business journey, you have to picture yourself and believe that you are successful to begin with. The mentality of, oh, I'll see myself as successful when I hit $10,000 in sales, or when I get that one product collection completed, I'll finally feel successful. No, you need to see yourself as a successful small business owner right here going forward. Your mentality is one of the biggest things that controls the success of your business. And it's really easy, even for myself, for that imposter syndrome to come in every once in a while. There's some days that I wake up and have to pinch myself and say, is this real? Have I been doing this for this long? Do I have this knowledge? Do I know this stuff? Oh, would somebody else be able to do better what I'm doing? And the answer is no. You are the heart and soul of your business. There is nobody in this entire universe that could run your business better than you can. Yes, we need to always try to evolve and get better as human beings and as business owners. Always remember, there's nobody on this earth that could run your business better than you can. So throw any negative thoughts about you or your abilities to run your small business behind you, and know going forward, you can do anything that you set your mind to. So with that attitude, the first marketing strategy that works wonders, that is not expensive and does require a little bit of work, but that once you get the hang of it, it's not as much work as you think, is social media marketing. I know you guys are probably hearing that anywhere and everywhere. I know you probably all have social media of some sort, and some of you may be really, really intimidated about it. But I'm here to tell you it's not as scary as it seems. And the thing is, there is billions of people on these platforms that want to know what you're doing every day. They want to know how you're making your products. Or if you're not making your products, they want to know the thought process of how you come up to sell that product. They want to see what you're doing every day. They want to see what you're eating. They want to know what kind of coffee you're drinking. They want to know why you chose that coffee. They want to know how your business came to be. Just like myself, I love getting on YouTube and seeing how other people live. I love seeing what they're doing day to day, not even necessarily just on a small business standpoint. It truly interests me to see what somebody in New York City is doing right this very second, or what they did this week, or what they ate, or where they went. So the biggest hurdle that I've had to overcome as a small business owner in social media is that it is social. Okay, I'm going to say that again for everybody in the back. Social media is social. For the longest time, clear up until last year, I thought your Instagram, your TikTok, your Pinterest, whatever platform you're on, had to be picture perfect. You hear people talk about doing it for the gram, or that's Pinterest worthy. I'm not telling you to make really sloppy content or to video stuff that's out of focus and then post that and expect people to react positively to it. Not at all saying that. But days are gone of everything needing to be perfect. And so what I found for myself is that constant need for perfection, needing to make sure I had the absolute perfect light, waiting to post until it was perfectly edited, spending 2 hours finding the perfect song for a 10-second reel. All of those things, one, stopped me from posting the content as quickly as I needed to. If I was trying to post every single day, I was finding myself getting hung up and not posting but once every 3 days, or even get stuck in analysis paralysis for so long, it would take me a whole week to get one reel posted that I had been working on, and it was fine to post the way that it was. I have to say, done is better than none. And you can always get better. You can always learn with every reel that you post, every carousel that you post, every story that you post. You can always build and get better off of what you post. But the biggest thing is to just start telling your story. So when I say that social media is social, what I'm saying is don't wait for that absolute perfect lighting to tell your story. Say you're having a really bad day. I have the hardest time with this myself. I don't ever want to post my bad days. One, I have this 100% positive energy vibe where I don't really feel like that I have bad days. But let's use, for example, I spilled wax all over my floor 2 weeks ago and I videoed it with every intention to post it on Instagram. And guess what? I still haven't posted that video because I'm stuck in this analysis paralysis of what do I say and the fear that I'm going to be judged. And the thing is we're all human and people relate to those kinds of mistakes. They relate to that kind of content. They relate to the day by day stuff. What you'll find is when you start to get followers and people start to see your content, you'll find that a lot of times when you do wait for the perfect light and you do wait to post that reel that you edited perfectly, you will find that it doesn't get the engagement. It doesn't resonate. And then you'll post something that was, in your opinion, subpar. Maybe the lighting wasn't great. Maybe the song wasn't perfect. Maybe that you were talking in it and you stuttered or messed up. That type of content, you'll find a lot of times people engage with more because it's real and because they feel like they're sitting there in the studio with you or wherever you're at. They feel connected to you because they see that you're human. They see that you make mistakes, or they see that you have trials and errors, or they see that you're positive in times that are tough. Whatever is freezing you into not posting your content, not posting your products, whether you feel like the product's not finished or not, go ahead and post it anyway. For example, I could not wait to show everybody on Instagram the new stationery collection. I don't have hardly any of the items here. I could not photograph the sticky notes, the notepads, the bookmarks because they're not here. But what did I do? I printed them off on a piece of paper and then took videos of them so people could see the designs. They can clearly see that that's not the real bookmark. They can see that it's a piece of paper and it's not a notepad, but I wanted them to see the designs. I wanted them to know what I was doing, and so I went ahead and posted it. And guess what? Not a single person has said, hey, what are you doing, selling a single piece of paper? So that's my point with all this is don't wait for it to be perfect to post. Done is better than none, and build as you grow. Learn from your mistakes and get better as you post. At the very end of everything, what I have noticed on social media and really in general is people don't just love your products. They don't just buy from you because they saw a candle or they saw a notepad that they can't get anywhere else. Let's face the facts. You can get the majority of the products we're all selling anywhere and everywhere. It's you and the experiences that you're giving them that makes them want to purchase from you. So show all of those things. I personally am in this transition of trying to show more of that and tell more of my story on Instagram. Instead of just posting the catchy hooks that get somebody's attention to sell, I'm working on actually talking to my customers, not talking at my customers. I want everybody to feel as connected on my Instagram as they do on YouTube, because the YouTube space I feel so much more comfortable in. I don't feel like I'm getting judged. I feel like I can come as I am. I feel like I can show you guys and talk to you guys and relate to you guys as if my best friend was sitting right next to me, because hey, you guys are my besties. So that is my goal with Instagram, and I've already gotten tons of sales through my social media to begin with. When I got off of Etsy, my social media was my main factor driving traffic to my website, and that was the very beginning of what was keeping my business afloat, that was paying for my website fees, that was paying for a lot of the stuff, was just through my social media. And as I've grown, my sales have grown exponentially as well. So if you're not on social media and you have a small business, I highly recommend, and don't feel like you have to be on all of them at one time. Start out with one or two, get them mastered, and if you're doing well with those, don't even worry about branching out more. Or if you get to the point you can have a social media team, go ahead and take on more. Or if it gets to the point that you feel like you personally can take on more, go for it. But I definitely recommend an Instagram, I definitely recommend a TikTok, and I definitely recommend Pinterest. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's finally time. These have been sitting on my table for literally 2 weeks, and I have been trying to get the time to review these, to do like a first look. Like, I wanted to go through this with you guys. I didn't want to have any preconceived ideas. I wanted to just review them right out of the box. So I am so excited. This is the Once Upon a Holiday collection from CandleScience. I'm pretty sure, I'll have to double, triple, quadruple check, but I'm pretty sure these are all going to be clean scents, meaning that they're phthalate free, paraben free, all the good stuff. Before I open them, I want to talk a little bit about what I'm looking for, because I have so many fall scents, I have so many holiday scents, Christmas. Problem is, I have a hard time narrowing them down because all of my customers love all of the scents. You know, there's never just one that multiple people tell me, hey, like this wasn't a winner. Everybody always loves them, and I feel like I sell pretty much all of them equally. So I'm really heavy on pumpkin scents, and I'm really heavy on like not just woodsy, but like berry type scents, like mulberry, cranberry, you know, all of the berry fragrances and scent blends that you get during the holidays. And I love them. They're so nostalgic. So what I'm looking for this year is, instead of getting fruit scents or bakery scents or foodie scents, I'm wanting not necessarily perfumey or cologne-y, but I'm wanting the smell of high-end holidays, if that makes sense. I'm thinking like, if I go in my house and I have white walls and a white couch, and then I have all these fall decorations with a burnt orange throw, and I've got my coffee in hand and my book in the other hand. I'm sorry about the lighting. It just turned into golden hour here. The sun always comes so beautifully through the windows this time of day, and it's like kind of tripping out the light. But anyways, I'm just wanting that like rich cashmere, high-end scent blend, instead of like saying, oh, that's cranberry, or oh, that's woodsy. I'm wanting that rich, luxurious undertone. So I'm curious to see if any of these meet that criteria, because when I was reading up about each one of them, they all kind of sounded like they might have some of those scent notes. And so we are going to check it out. With these little kits, you can get like the little test sticks and you can air them out and stuff, which that's great if you want to do that. I personally like to smell them in the lid, and then I go straight to pouring candles and testing them in the burn. So many scent blends that smell incredibly different when they burn, incredibly different in wax versus straight out of the bottle. One in particular is pumpkin chai. So it smells, to me, it smells horrible in the jug, okay? And I almost didn't carry it because I thought it smelled so bad. And everybody that had worked for me, everybody that had smelled it out of the jug did not like it. It is amazing in a candle, in a wax melt. It burns so well, and it wraps you with all of the warm, homey pumpkin chai feels. And actually, my sister-in-law and some of her family members came in to smell some of the scents the other day, and they're like, oh my gosh, let's smell pumpkin chai. Like, that's our favorite, whatever. It smelled out of the jug, and they're like, I don't like that. And I'm like, I know. That's why you can't judge a book by its cover when it's coming out of the jug. You have to burn it and test the hot throw to see what it's going to smell like. You also have to take that into consideration if you're doing any type of diffuser, because you're not going to add heat to that scent blend. And so the way it diffuses will be different than the way it smells in the bottle, and it'll probably be different than the hot throw. So just keep that in mind as you are blending scents. Okay, so here we go. Let's just dive right in and open this up. Like, I'm so excited. It's like literally a kid on Christmas. Hello, we're testing out holiday scents. Ha ha ha. Okay, so number one is cashmere pumpkin. Did I not just say that I wanted that type of scent blend? Okay, cashmere pumpkin. Let's go for it. And I need to see, this is a clean scent. I'm pretty sure all of these are. I think CandleScience has pretty much gone to all clean scents. They've revised so many of their scent blends and aromas. Yes, okay, I can say these are all clean scents. So these are going to be healthy. This one is, you can use it in soaps and candles. Not seeing that it is approved for diffusers. So you would definitely need to check that out if you were going to try to make this into a diffuser. So let's see. Oh my gosh, it smells just like the label. It's not what I was thinking. I thought it was going to give me perfumey, and it's kind of given me the antique pumpkin, but it's really cozy. It must have some chai in it. I feel like we need to check out what the scent notes are on this one, because it's really, really good, and it's not in your face pumpkin, and I'm getting musk and maybe a little bit of tonka. So this one is really good. This would be a good middle of the road pumpkin scent. So my only concern with this one would be, it smells like a lot of other pumpkin scents, if that makes sense. Like if I'm going to go to TJ Maxx, I feel like this is what I'm going to smell. And if that's what you're going for, that's great. I do like the soft cashmere undertone, and I do like that the pumpkin is not in your face. I don't know that it's gonna like stand out though, because I'm one of those people, I don't want to carry things in my studio that everybody else has. So I definitely would want to put this in a candle before I would say yay or nay on it, because the hot throw might be amazing, because it's really kind of giving me pumpkin chai. It's kind of like, I don't know if I love that in the bottle, but it might be really great in a burn. Okay, let's say any, mini, miny, mo. Wild berry mead. Okay, I just told you guys I didn't want to do anything with berries, but watch me love this. Oh my gosh. It's really good. I don't know that it's giving me really fall. Definitely probably more on the holiday, like Christmas, would maybe even be a really good refreshing winter scent. Most of the time I try to steer away from fruits during the winter just because that's not really the vibe that time of year, but I could definitely see this working into a winter collection. It's giving me some icy notes, and this might be really good mixed with some type of wood, like a refreshing wood, like maybe white birch, maybe Fraser fir. That might be a little heavy. Anything that would give this a little extra depth might be really, really great. So this one is good. I like this. I like that high-end expensive smell that I was saying that I wanted with both of those. Okay, next. Selenite Glow. Selenite? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Selenite. I should have checked. This one, the last one was good for soap and candles. This one is good for soap and candles. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. So I carry Nordic Night. I also carry icicles that have that woody juniper, really like, you can almost smell ice, if that makes sense. And this one is really giving that icy smell, and then it comes in underneath with a really warm, cozy hug, which is probably why it says Selenite Glow, the glow part. This one is great. I would not even be opposed to replacing icicles with it. It's giving me icicles with just a little bit more warmth, and that is one fragrance that sometimes I am concerned that it is a little too just masculine and harsh. Everybody loves it though, so that would be a replacement or an addition. I don't know, you guys, this is my problem, is I just can't seem to say no. Okay, next on the list is Maple Leaf and Acorn. Oh gosh, if that doesn't make you just want to go put on a warm, cozy sweater and take a walk under a bunch of trees that just drop their leaves, I don't know what will. Oh my goodness, this is it. This is the fragrance that I literally explained when we started this whole adventure that I was looking for. That's giving me fall. It's giving me crisp, but it's giving me this really high-end, luxurious undertone. Which honestly, that's just like right on top. Okay, Maple Leaf and Acorn. It's ever so slightly sweet. Okay, ever so slightly. And it's a little more perfumey. I am going to say that. It's kind of like our brand new spring scent, Cottage Parlor. It's a combination of some really, really refreshing notes, almost perfumey, with black tea, which sounds really crazy, but it is amazing. And this one is too. So Maple Leaf and Acorn. All right. I talked to you guys about maybe getting rid of fall leaves or sweater weather. I think that I am going to keep fall leaves, and I think I am going to discontinue sweater weather this year. And I think that we are going to put this in place of that, because this is finally that scent that I've been looking for. That is going to go in this pile over here with the keeps. Okay, next we have 4 more. Autumn Ambrette. Autumn Ambrette. Well, there's 2 T's and an E. That's a bray, right? Autumn Ambrette. That sounds more high-end. Okay, it's good for candles, good for soaps. It has a super high flash point. So, quick note, whenever you're buying fragrances, to me, it doesn't matter what the flash point is. The flash point means like when it can light on fire. And to me, the flash point is not that it's going to light on fire. It is the point that your fragrance will burn out in the wax. So essentially, like this one's 187, okay? Wax is 190 degrees, and I pour this in there immediately and it hasn't had time to cool. I'm gonna lose some of my fragrance power. So the only time that that's gonna affect you is if you're using a type of wax that has to get really, really hot in order to melt down or bind with the fragrance. I try to mix the majority of my fragrance oils at 180 degrees. That's what I have my wax pot set on, is 180 degrees. I pour it straight out of the wax pot and immediately put my fragrance in. There are some fragrances that have really low flash points or burnout points, and lavender is one of those. It burns out at 160 degrees, and you will see a major loss of scent throw if you mix lavender at 180 degrees. So you just have to be careful of that. It's not a make or break on the fragrance. It's not telling you that this is a poor fragrance or it's gonna have a poor throw, but you just need to be careful in your candle making. I do think that is one issue that a lot of candle makers get frustrated with, or like I'll see a really bad review about a particular fragrance and somebody will say, well, the hot throw was terrible, the cold throw was great, and the hot throw was terrible. There are some fragrances that are that way, that just aren't as strong in a candle, but 9 times out of 10, when I see those types of reviews, I think, man, they probably didn't realize that the burnout point was low on that particular fragrance, and they probably just mixed it and the wax was too hot, and then they lost their hot throw and then blamed, you know, the fragrance company for it when it was just an honest mistake and they just didn't know. Okay, so back to Autumn Ambre. I mean, that just sounds expensive, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. This is another winner. Okay, so I feel like CandleScience and I are speaking the same language. I think they are getting really heavy on their amber-based fragrances, or maybe they're not heavy on them, but they're releasing a lot of new fragrances that are more amber, more musk, deeper, richer, which is why I was really excited to get this tester collection, because I added a couple new scents this spring that were more amber and way richer, more cashmere, more luxury, and I was hoping that they had that in their holiday mix, and they are not disappointing. Okay, so Amber Ambre is literally smells the way the name is, and this excites me so much because I have been using their Amber Noir fragrance forever. I think I probably got it in one of my first or second test runs when I very first started candle making, and I fell in love with it. And unfortunately, over the last couple of years, 3-4 years, when they transitioned into taking all their old scents into clean scents, that particular one didn't transition the greatest. And I hate saying that because CandleScience does a super great job. And I think it's just more of the fact of the matter that I was used to it in its old form. And then when whatever they had to do to change their recipe to get it to a clean scent, it just lost that really buttery amber edge. And I've been thinking about discontinuing it for a while. It was so popular for a long time, and that's kind of like faded. And I feel like it's a good time to maybe retire that. And I'm beyond excited because this very well could take its place. I don't have a ton of amber-based scents, and I hate to not offer some type of amber-based scent, mainly because I love it, but also because a lot of customers love it also. And so I hated to discontinue that, but I'm so excited because this definitely could replace it. That would only be if it survived the test burn and did all that. I mean, this is just preliminary talking. I'm not just saying tomorrow I'm going to discontinue all these scents and replace them with ones that I know nothing about. So these will go through rigorous, very rigorous testing phases before they go into play. But I will say Amber, let's see, where are we at? Selenite Glow and Amber Ambre, whatever. These two are definitely winners so far. Talking a little bit earlier about the new fragrances we added this spring and then I scrolled off. These two are basically the fall and winter versions of the 2 fragrances we just added. So I'm really loving these. I love to add those to the lineup. So hopefully they will hopefully they'll make the cut. Okay, Winter Shallot. I'm gonna go with Winter Shallot. Isn't that like a vegetable? Okay, good for candles, good for soaps. 203 degree flash point. Wow, this is winter in a little tiny bottle. That's amazing. So it's giving me the juniper, the cypress. It's giving me that feeling of a cold walk through a woodland. And then it's got just a very ever so slightly hint of maybe mulberry, maybe cranberry, some kind of berry. It might even be juniper berry. And then it has just that little twinge of that luxurious, perfumey smell. And I am just longing for that this year. Like, I know that we all love having these bakery scents and these other nostalgic scents that say, hey, it's fall. Hey, this is pumpkin. Hey, this is, you know, Fraser fir, which, mind you, I will burn Fraser fir all year long. But I'm really wanting just that luxury feel, and this is really doing it for me. So Winter Shallot definitely is going to go to the test phase, and we will see how she turns out. White Copal and Bergamot. Love me some bergamot. So this is probably going to have some berry in it, just based on the title. Oh, it does. Man, I don't know that I would say this is maybe a holiday scent, I'd have to smell it in a burn because it does give me some fall vibes. Probably gives me more fall than it does even like Christmas or the holiday. Probably not necessarily winter. It's more crisp like fall, that cooler undertone, but I also get a little hint of warmth. And so, you know, when any title starts with white, like if you've smelled white birch, white tea, any of those whites, they have that really clean, almost laundry smell. And I personally love that because it's so refreshing. It really lightens up a candle and it really renews a space, like in your home. You know, these would be great. This would be great in a bathroom or an entryway. Okay, so I love this. I'm feeling like we just need to test burn all of these. Maybe I need to do that in a video. We'll just test burn all of them and I can let you guys know what they smell like. Dark Orchard. Why did I instantly think of A Court of Thorn and Roses when I read that? Oh my gosh. I've been reading so many romantic novels, it's just not even funny. And Dark Orchard was just giving me Feyre and Rhysand. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, this needs to be a Halloween scent. Okay, Dark Orchard. Halloween all the way. I have a fragrance called Vampire's Blood, which I don't even use for Halloween. And if this could be renamed, it could be Vampire's Blood. It's sweet, very musky, very deep, and really heavy. I think that if it was used in moderation, this would be super good in a candle. It's almost giving me like dark raspberry or like dark chocolate, and I don't think that's just from the name. It really is dark and heavy. So I really like this one too. It's not probably one I'm gonna add to my collection just because I'm not looking for that particular scent right at this time, but it is really good. So after reviewing all of them, I think I'm going to take Winter Shallot, White Copal and Bergamot, Autumn Ambre, and Selenite Glow all to test. And I'm going to test burn these. I'm going to test the wicks, see how they burn, see how they perform, and I will take them in my house because I have a very open concept in my house, and that really gives me a good idea of how well these throw because we have super tall ceilings and our house is long. It's not 2-story, it's like a ranch style home, and it's really long. And there are many scents that I have that I put an 8-ounce candle in the middle of my living room and I can smell it clear into my walk-in closet in our bedroom suite, and I can also smell it clear on the other end of the house. And that's when you know that you have a winner when it comes to hot throw. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that when you stand by the candle for an hour, it blows your socks off. I don't want that. I don't ever want my candles to overpower somebody or overpower a room, but I want them to be strong enough that they can just dance their way through the home and infiltrate itself all the way throughout, so you just get a really nice aroma from this power-packed smaller candle. That's my take on the Once Upon a Holiday collection. I definitely recommend trying it out. This is not expensive. It's like $25 for you to get this whole set and try them out yourself. I highly recommend it. They do have a fall collection they just launched as well that I was thinking about ordering as well, just because, you know, not like I need any more fall scents, but it's fun. That is my take on that. I'll give you guys a list in the comments of each scent name that was in this collection, and I will try to drop the notes for each one too, so you guys know exactly what notes they are. Just because each nose is different. I mean, just because I'm smelling woods and berries and ambers doesn't mean that that's what you're gonna smell. It doesn't mean that's what you're gonna like. So I will do that. It's so hard to decide what scent you want to get based on the scent notes listed on somebody's website. I can't tell you how many scents that I have gotten, and even to this day, I look at the scent notes on the website and I'm like, I'm not getting any of that. You know, maybe I'm just not a scent connoisseur in the way that I need to be. I don't know. I have a ton of candles I need to get boxed up, so I'm gonna take you guys along with me on that little adventure. So let's get to it. So, my second form of marketing that I absolutely love, that's not as glorious and not as exciting to do, is email marketing. Being in people's emails is really, really important. And again, this is another avenue that has increased my sales exponentially. And I don't even send that many emails. I can only imagine the sales that I would be getting if I sent as many emails as some of the big wig companies do. I try to send emails at least once a month, sometimes every week, depending on what I have going on. And I do a lot of automated emails. For example, when people sign up to my email list, they go through a whole automation over a couple weeks that send them my welcome email flow, that sends them discount codes, that kind of lets them get to know me as a person if they haven't met me on social media or in person. And so email marketing is something that, as I said earlier, it's not glorious, but it is essential if you're going to have a small business. And it is something that you can spend a few minutes working on and reap tons and tons of benefit from the few minutes that you worked on it. It's also something you don't have to do every single day. Like I said, if you want to email people every day, that's up to you. If you want to email them once a week, once a month, whatever you want to do, maybe it's just during when you're having sales, something important, or maybe you're not trying to sell them anything at all. Maybe you just want to connect. You will be shocked with how much engagement you get due to your email marketing. So I highly recommend that. I recommend thank you emails. I recommend follow-up emails. I recommend sending out campaigns that's just to touch your customer, to just let them know you're still there. You don't even have to try to sell them something. You don't even have to give them a discount code. Let them know what's new in your studio. Let them know what you're doing. Similar to what I was saying I'm doing on YouTube, or like you would do on social media, to build that connection. So that way you're making friends that will eventually turn into customers. Now, there is tons and tons of email marketing companies out there. I recommend researching what is the best fit with your website or your business. I use Constant Contact right now. I've used them for quite a while. I like them. I don't have any complaints. I originally had MailChimp, and that was years ago. And at the time, they weren't super compatible. They have grown a ton, and I think MailChimp is actually one of the easiest email marketing companies you can use. They have a lot of drag and drop options. So does Constant Contact. I can vouch for those two. I do recommend doing research on your own and looking at reviews and figuring out what is the best match for you and your business. As we're talking about this, a lot of you may be wondering, well, how do I get emails? Like, how do I grow my email list? And it's really not as hard as you would expect. There's really a gazillion different ways to do it. If you have a social media account, you can post on your stories about how they can get a discount if they sign up for your email list. Or if you have instant download freebies, you can exchange an email address for the freebie. Or if you just have simple information that you want your customers to be up to date with, just simply post that in your stories and then add a little link that sends them to a landing page where they can put in their email address, and it will automatically go to your list if you have something like MailChimp or Constant Contact. I have multiple lists, and I do recommend trying to segment them, meaning that if you did a certain story for a certain kind of customer, like let's say sell educational things like an ebook, those types of customers are probably not going to be interested in buying my candle. And so I have those on two separate lists. So that way I can send two separate kinds of emails, because somebody that signs up to your email list for, let's say, educational purposes and not candle purposes, and sending them emails to sell them candles or wax melts, they're probably going to eventually unsubscribe because it's like that doesn't resonate with them. So definitely recommend segmenting any of your lists if you are selling multiple things or if you're wanting to keep in contact with your customers over various topics. Other ways to collect email lists is obviously when somebody wants to purchase from you, and at checkout they can give you their email address. You can just let them know, hey, do you want to subscribe to my newsletter? My newsletter is going to have discount codes, various sales, you're going to have exclusive benefits, whatever it may be. Let them know at checkout, and that's a really great way to grab somebody's email address without them having to take multiple steps. I try to make it as simple as possible for people to stay in contact with me. I don't feel like it's necessary for somebody to have to jump through the hoops just to give me their email address, and I don't think anybody wants to do that. I would not want to do that myself, so therefore I would never expect somebody else to do that. I also have a newsletter link in my bio on Instagram, on TikTok, on all my social media, where if anybody wants to sign up to the newsletter there, they can just click on the link, go to the landing page, and give me their email address. Or if you're selling point of sale at any point of time with somebody, again, it's the same concept. You can either grab their email address as they're making a purchase and checking out, or you can just have a running tally on your notepad and your notes in your phone on a piece of paper that just says, hey, if you would like a discount code on first online order, just jot your email address right here and I'll go put it in when I get home, and that discount code will be sent instantly to you. Really, there is a ton of different ways to get people's email addresses. I have a pop-up on my website that after 5 or 10 seconds when the customer has been shopping on my website, it'll pop up and say, hey, you can get a 15% discount code if you sign up to our newsletter. My thank you card in all of my shipping boxes includes like a Let's Connect type segment where they can go to my social media and then they can then be directed to get on the newsletter. So there's just a ton of different ways you can do that. The biggest hurdle that I've had with the email marketing campaign situation, asking for emails, sending emails, is I do not want to feel spammy. And that is just a personal trait I have. Like, I cannot stand when somebody gets in my DMs that I don't know and tries to sell me something, or somebody gets on Facebook and tries to sell me some multi-level marketing something or other. Or if I get multiple emails from a company to the point that I'm getting them every single day and I'm no longer interested in what they're selling, I will unsubscribe. And I think that's been my biggest hurdle, is getting over that fear of feeling like that I'm annoying people. Because the thing is, if you're simply asking for somebody's email, they can choose not to give you their email address and move on about their business. But if you don't ask, you're never going to receive. And you would be shocked at how many people really do want to hear from you. They really do want to know what you're doing and what you're selling and why you're selling it. Next part of that hurdle is how many times to send them an email. Now, I personally do not like to blast people with emails 17 times a week. In theory, I would like to send one once a week. Right now, I'm not able to get that done. I was doing really good on sending them every week or every couple weeks. Now I'm kind of like the once a month whenever I have a sale type thing. And I do need to go and create an automatic flow that will send like multiple emails over the next 6 or 8 weeks. So that way I'm not constantly every week having to create a new email. It was like I was saying last week about batching content. As long as you have your collections planned out, your sales planned out, everything planned out ahead of time, that works really, really well. And that is something that I need to do. Okay, so we had a little change of plans. I was expecting the Very Happy Summer sticky notes and smaller notepads to arrive today. They were actually due to get here yesterday, and they got hung up with FedEx, and then they were supposed to be out for delivery today, and they still haven't shown up. And it's like 6:30. And they still could get here. It said expect them by 8 o'clock, but on the tracking, it's not even showing that it's on a truck. It's showing that it's still back at the hub in whatever town. So I'm so bummed about that, because I thought that's what we were going to get to unbox today, and I was so looking forward to doing that with you guys. However, don't lose your excitement yet, because the 3 traditional bookmarks that were actually not supposed to get here till tomorrow came today. So we are going to unbox those instead. These are also part of the Very Happy Summer collection. These are the 3 traditional bookmarks. I do not have the magnetic bookmark finish yet to show you guys. It's designed and everything. I just haven't printed them off. It's going to be the stack of books with the butterfly on it that you guys have seen. There's also a sticker version of it as well. But we do have the traditional bookmarks, so let's open them and see what we got. I'm so excited. I'm also kind of nervous. I've never had something printed. I've never used this company. Did a lot of research. I had really good reviews, but I've never used this company. I've never drawn bookmarks and sent them to print, or I didn't like print them myself. So I'm a little nervous to see how they turned out. I did get 100 of each of these, so hopefully they turned out well, because if not, I mean, oh well, we will have 100 bookmarks we can use, which is great. Okay, I'm afraid to take the paper out. They are so cute! Look at this! Oh, is it gonna zoom in? Oh my gosh, it is so, so cute. Opted for it to be matte versus glossy just because you guys have the option to laminate them. And oh my gosh, it is so cute. Like, you can see all of the texture. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1 of 3 looks good. All right. You know, I have thought about printing them myself. I do have my Pixma Pro photo printer that I think would do absolutely wonderful printing these. I just don't want to go to the effort of printing them and cutting them out, and that might change over time, but we'll just see. Oh, you guys, look at the butterflies and strawberries. I don't think it's gonna zoom in. Oh my gosh, I just don't even know what to say, because they are so, so beautiful. And then I do have my logo on the backs of each of these. Oh my gosh, which one do you guys love the most so far? Oh, wow. Okay, so we're 2 for 3. I am so happy with how these printed. I'm not seeing any white around the edges. I was really, really worried about this one in particular because it's solid pink. I mean, this one is as well, but I felt like you could get by with a little bit of white on the edge. But I can't tell you guys how special it is to draw something, color it on Procreate, create this graphic, and then turn it into something that is a physical, tangible item that you can hold. Like, it's just unreal to me. Which I have been doing that with my candles all along, but I don't know, something about this artwork is just really giving me all the feels. Okay, so that was 1 and 2. I'm literally cutting the box. Okay, this is number 3. I'm scared because the other 2 were so good. Like, I'm scared. And this one was actually supposed to be my favorite, so. It's perfect. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at this. It is so perfect. Like, I don't even know if you can see how beautiful the detail is on it. It is so, so pretty. So this is what I was talking about, is going to be this stack of books. Oops. This stack of books with the strawberries and the butterfly. This is going to be the magnetic bookmark in this collection. And so it'll just be this really beautiful cutout, and you'll be able to obviously clip it over your page. And I think it's going to be super, super beautiful. I didn't include any text on the magnetic bookmark just because I wanted it to be more simple. And then there is a vinyl sticker that's coming. It will be the strawberry book stack. So, oh my gosh, I literally don't even know what to say other than oh my gosh. Like, I'm literally in heaven right now. So what do you guys think? Be totally honest with me. Do you love them? Are they giving you all of the feels? I'm trying to have multiple styles, I guess, if you will, in this collection that spoke to different people. I mean, I feel like we all love strawberries and butterflies to a certain extent, especially in the summer and the spring. Cute, fun, whimsical style. And then I try to have the more sophisticated, like, reader type. You're still inspired, you're into the cute stuff, but you're a little more sophisticated. And then I personally love repeating patterns. Like, I don't know if it's my OCD or what, but I just love repeating patterns. So I tried to create 3 really different yet correlating bookmarks. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you love them. Like I said, they're going to be available laminated or just as a bookmark. And this is a really like thick cardstock. So they are matte. So you're not going to get that weird, shine, if you will. Or if you do want that shine, I can laminate them for you. And I did get the laminating sleeves, which let's check out and see if they fit. These are my laminating sleeves that I purchased before I even got the bookmarks done. So let's see if they fit. And I really don't even know which way they're supposed to go. I'm going to have to do some learning a little bit about this book sleeve thing. I don't even know. Oh, you go from the bottom. Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, how perfect. So the idea of the lamination is to have a really beautiful small border all the way around. The bookmarks themselves are 2 inches by 6 inches, and then I got sleeves that were whatever, 2 1/4 by 6 1/4, or however that goes. So I'll have to do some adjusting and stuff, but how beautiful is this going to be? Obviously, it's looking like that it's cloudy, but when it goes through the laminator, it'll be completely clear, and you will have like this perfect thick keepsake bookmark if that's what you choose to do. And I will have that available for all of these options. So here is step 1 of my very first stationery unboxing, and I will give it a 10 out of 10 stars. I'm sure that as I grow and as I do this, they will get so much better, but I am beyond happy with them right now, and I cannot wait to offer these to you guys. Cannot wait for July 3rd. So my last topic for how to exponentially grow your sales is to build your community. And it kind of marries the social media marketing and the email marketing together, because the thing is, at the end of the day, just sitting out there on the curb trying to sell your products and not making a connection is never going to work. So my third avenue of growing your sales is to create a community. That means building a bond with people, letting them into secrets, letting them into seeing what you're doing, and telling your story of why you're doing it. Because at the end of the day, we're all just human beings, and we're all just longing for that connection. Now, that doesn't mean you have to get near as personal and share all of the things that I've been talking about at all. That doesn't mean you have to have a YouTube channel and post hour-long videos every week of what you've been doing all day or all week or all month. But it just means sitting down and sometimes being a little vulnerable, giving people bite-sized clips of what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you came to do it, what is your personal life like, just things that you would divulge if you met somebody, let's say in Walmart, and wanted to build a connection with them. I truly think the majority of sales comes from people connecting with you before they connect with your product. Yes, there's going to be times you're going to have beautiful pictures or videos that everybody's like, oh my gosh, I have to have that, and they will buy. But as a general rule, long-term success in a small business comes from creating community, creating trust, giving people positive shopping experiences. And that doesn't mean not making errors. Okay. Of course, we all try to keep our error rate under 1%, but humans understand that other humans make mistakes. And it's the experience that you give somebody, even if you have made a mistake or something goes wrong in the order, letting them have that human to human connection that they don't feel like they're just calling a customer service agent that's not going to help them. I think that is when you build some of the strongest relationships with your customers. And it's crazy how many of mine have ended up being friends. I mean, I feel like I know them. I've never actually met them in person, but I feel like that I pretty much do know them just from the connection that we've built through multiple years of me selling candles to them. If all of this sounds really overwhelming to you, please don't be overwhelmed. As small business owners, we have to wear so many different hats. We are the CEOs, we are the marketing managers, we are the inventory managers, we are customer service 24/7. We wear so many hats, and that in itself can be overwhelming from time to time. But I will tell you that between social media marketing, email marketing, and building a community, those are very, very doable tasks for anybody and everybody. If I can do it, you can absolutely do it. And I think it's great to have really, really high goals. You know, if you're sitting down right now and saying, okay, I'm going to send an email once every 3 days, I think it's good to have really, really, really high goals and then understand that you may shoot for the moon and fall somewhere within the stars. And that's okay. You might plan to send an email every 2 days and get so you only send them once a week or once every 2 weeks. And that's all right. And if you're feeling overwhelmed about things to post on social media, I'm going to give you guys a list below of 20 different topics that you can go and make a post about right this very second. Take 10 seconds of B-roll footage, put some text on top of it, and call it good. Or take a few pictures, edit them in Lightroom, put a caption that says life in the studio this week, post it. So just don't get super overwhelmed about all this. I know you guys can all do this. I know you can grow your sales without spending tons and tons of money in ads. I know you can do it organically. I've done it organically. And these 3 avenues of marketing are inexpensive. Essentially, they're free, except for your email marketing subscription, which you can get those for like $12. I think the lowest level on Constant Contact is like $12. So anyways, you can reach thousands of people for free and be well on your way to building and scaling a sustainable business that lasts for years and years to come. If you plan on implementing any of these, drop me a comment below. And if you've already implemented any of these, let us know in the comments how it's working for you, what's not working for you. I think we'd all spending this time with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Giving you guys an air hug, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.